Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Toon 215, and right now we're in the state of Pennsylvania. We're currently in the city of Philadelphia. We're going to be doing a walkthrough eastbound on Allegheny Avenue, and then we're going to make a round trip and then walk westbound. We're going to visit one of the most dangerous intersections in America. Right now, we're at the intersection of Tampa and Allegheny Avenue, walking eastbound on Allegheny. It's about 50 degrees, clear skies. Now the corner we're going to visit, it's had several incidents happen within the last 2 years alone. Not speaking past the last 2 years, but within the last 2 years alone, there's been everything from police involved shootings where police were shot. There's been accidents which left people decapitated. There's been dozens and dozens of overdoses. There's been shootouts, robberies, many things on this corner. When my uncle passed away, he passed away around the corner, and this business which sells Spanish food over here on my left hand side, Casa de Buen Gusto, and then there's another corner store coming up. They donated some money because they knew him, so they donated some money just so that they can bury him. All right, we're now approaching G Street. Yeah, this corner store over here on my left-hand side was one of the stores that donated. They came out of pocket. They were sad when they heard that he passed away. He was gunned down around the corner at 22 years old, 2 weeks before his 23rd birthday. Now, there was recently a shooting that took place about a week ago, which they considered a mass shooting because 9 people were shot. 9 people were shot. The youngest, I believe, was in the 20s. The oldest was in the 40s. And I believe it was at the bar on our left-hand side. You'll see a bunch of people hanging out at the bar. So we're approaching Shelbourne. A few months ago, I would probably say like 5-6 months ago, there was a female. She was caught on camera shooting a man on the left-hand side, right here. She was caught on camera, probably the cameras that belonged to Esperanza Health Center. But she walked up to the guy and she shot him. Yeah, it was crazy. Her face came out real clear in the CCTV footage too. Right now we're at the intersection of Kensington Ave and Allegheny Avenue, which can easily be considered the most dangerous intersection, yet alone in Philadelphia, but in the nation. This neighborhood deals with crime, with violence, with drug addiction. About 8-9 months ago, I don't know the exact time frame, but I know that there was a Honda Pilot, a white one, traveling from westbound to eastbound. He came straight through here and he hit a gentleman that was right there on that corner. And to my knowledge, he was decapitated. Yeah, right here on this corner, somebody got hit by a car, and the car was doing like probably 70 miles an hour. Yeah, and it happened right here. Right here. The car was crashed right here. They said somebody's body got flung. This Walgreens been here for some time. It's been closed a few times though. Right after all the riots and all of that stuff, they closed it. People were looting. This neighborhood was hit hard with looting too. This neighborhood was hit real hard when it came to looting. So coming up on my right hand side, well, quick side note, I remember this used to be a Burger King, and I had got my Pokemon balls, the Pokeballs, the little, what was it, like 14 karat gold plated Pokemon cards. That just brought back some great memories. But anyway, on my right hand side, across the street, there's Kenny's bar. It's like a little sports bar. You can buy beer and all that stuff. When they were blowing up the ATMs, they had put a stick of dynamite into their ATM, and they blew open half of the building. Well, not half of the building, but they put a good hole, a good dent in the side of their bar. Look, you got security out here at Bank of America with his firearm, strapped and loaded, because he knows where we at. I think most bank security are strapped and loaded, but I think he's extra alert. Yeah, that was the bar right there, Kenny's Place Bar. They put a stick of dynamite on the side on the ATM, and they blew up the ATM. And I think they put one on the inside too. I think they hit it like twice. Yep. All right, we're gonna walk up probably another block, then make a right, and then come back around. We're gonna do the roundabout. We're capturing footage in 8K, 24 frames per second, Ultra HD resolution. YouTube is automatically going to recommend you this video in its lowest quality. Make sure to adjust the settings in your YouTube browser. Click the little gear wheel. You'll see a gear wheel on your window. That'll access a drop-down menu. Then you can adjust the resolution. All right, we're approaching Emerald. Now technically you can go up, there's some train tracks coming up. You can go up probably another, I would say 3.5 blocks, and that would all be considered Kensington. But check out the police officer right here. Yeah, if you go up another 3 or so blocks, all the real estate on my left and my right could still be considered Kensington. If you go more left, you'll hit the Harrogate community. It's a neighborhood called Harrogate that lies right next to Kensington, which also has a fairly high crime rate. There used to be a gun store right here. Who will remember that gun store? There was a gun store there back in the day. All right, we're gonna cross here. We're on Emerald and Allegheny. We're about to cross Allegheny Ave, and then we're gonna head back westbound. We just walked eastbound. Now I could have kept on going further east and we would have walked to the Port Richmond neighborhood. But for the duration of this video, I wanted to focus this segment around the intersection that we discussed. You got another unit on call. I don't know if they're responding to an incident. That's the second cop I just saw. I'm sorry about the audio quality, guys. It's a little windy. So if you guys hear wind noise, I do apologize. I don't know if you noticed, I've been trying to stay pretty quiet during this walk. A few viewers have expressed to me that they would have liked me to remain silent for their viewing pleasure. So I'm trying to find a happy medium between giving you guys a little discussion while staying quiet on the parts where you guys would probably like me to stay quiet. You guys probably don't want me to talk during certain areas, so I know some of y'all love when I talk. Some of y'all really love it. Some of y'all love the narration. Some people could do without it. But like I said, if the narration ever bothers you, you're always more than welcome to, again, click the little YouTube window and you can turn down the volume. So if you want to watch one of my videos, but you don't want to hear my voice, turn down the volume. Even better, turn up one of your favorite songs. If you have like a song or something that you like, turn on one of your favorite songs, and that's it. You ain't gotta hear me no more. You got that train arriving, you see it up top? The Blue Line train. So this intersection also was used or correlated with the name of the K&A Irish gang, the Irish mob back in the day. They called it the K&A gang, which basically represented this little corner right here, because this is Kensington and Allegheny. K&A stands for Kensington and Allegheny, short. So whenever you hear somebody refer to K&A, they're talking about this corner right here. But on all four corners, people have been injured. The corner we're approaching right now, there's usually a lot of overdoses. There's been several times, even an occasion or two when I drove by while doing a tour, where they had to give somebody the EpiPen, because the EpiPen is what really brings them back. You got the little security guards inside that little box. You see that little security box? They're literally sitting inside the security box, probably looking down at their phones. Hey, Pop. What's up, bro? Got another cop right here. They be out, but they don't be doing nothing. I think they probably gotta categorize the crime in level of importance. I don't think they find opioid usage in the open air as high of a level of importance anymore, you know? But this is the only area of the city. It's crazy because this is like in lower northeast, but I was gonna say this is like the Wild West. We're not located in the west side of the city right now, but it's almost like the Wild West, because the cops go by and they know what's going down, but they don't really bother. Yo, they gave the cop a ticket. Yo, there was a whip there that looked like a cop. It must have not been a cop whip, because they would have never gave it a ticket. but it looked like one of the ones from the auction. You know, when they buy the old ones from the auction, they sell them off at high mileage. They give them to you for cheap too. You get like one of those X Cruisers for $1,500, probably like $2,000. And then they have the whole cop package. They'll be the fastest thing you ever drove. They'll be the fastest car you ever drove, because think about it. Those cop cars are souped up. Why? Because they got to catch whoever they're pursuing. And they're always usually maintained. Look at this right here is a cop car. Look. Those are cops right there. And they're driving through the hot spots. So I'm sure they're well aware of, you know, who's doing what. But make note that within the last year, there were 2 very, very large busts in the area. 2 of them within the last 12 months. So, and look at all those feathers. You got the older woman waiting for the bus stop. So the part that sucks is, you know, you have people that actually need to use the bus. You'll have people that actually need to use the train to commute, and they can't really use it. Or if they do use it, they got to use it around all this stuff, which isn't always the most pleasant sight. You wouldn't want to wait with your 6-year-old at a bus stop while somebody's doped up or shooting up right there next to you, which will happen a lot of the times. Even when you ride the public transportation and the trains, you'll find them doped up, just sitting in the train sleeping. Their head will be touching the ground, completely folded like a napkin. But there's nothing that many people could do about it, because, you know, it's so common, it becomes accepted. What are you gonna do? You're gonna carry them out of the train? You're gonna wake them up? You know what I mean? So it's like, some people just live with it. It just becomes natural. Sad that something that's so dark becomes the norm. It's like the social norm. All right, so right now we're approaching the 3100 block of E Street, letter E as in Eddie. A little Chinese spot. E and Allegheny. E and West is around the corner. E and West be popping. So this is the Kensington neighborhood. Over the years, I've been able to document bits and pieces. This is one of the neighborhoods that I've documented in great detail. I went through many of the blocks and many different parts of Kensington. So if you're new to the channel and you want to learn more about Kensington, you're in luck, because I got over 20 videos dedicated to the Kensington area. From silent driving videos to walking videos, scooter videos, supermoto videos, all sorts of modes of transportation. For me, getting off the train in Kensington, 360 videos in Kensington. Yeah, so if you guys want to learn more about the area from somebody who is a native of the area, I'm a lifelong resident, born and raised in the area, born in West Kensington. So, all right, guys, so we're passing Aurora. There was actually somebody gunned down here too before, right there in that corner. It used to be a memorial right next to the Chinese store. Somebody was gunned down. This is Elkin, am I correct? Elkin Elementary School. Yeah. On D Street. A lot of these letters were passing. I know people who were shot up on. I knew somebody shot up on G Street. I knew somebody shot up on E Street. I knew my homie Will got shot up on D in Westmoreland. Will's father lost his life on A in Westmoreland. Or was it in reverse? I think Will's pop died on E in Westmoreland, and then he passed away on A in Westmoreland, which is only about 4 or 5 blocks away. So if you think about how sad that is, who would have knew that the son would have got killed 15, 20 years later on the same block, a few blocks away, you know what I mean? But that's how hardcore this neighborhood is. The streets don't love nobody, man.